The Bard is an iconic and maybe the most out-of-the-box spellcaster in all these types of ways of what is a bard? All these different kinds of bards, music and stuff. It's kind of weird. What is the class fantasy of a bard? Because a druid is this oak in nature, and it's a wizard, okay, books and schools of magic and stuff. But what is a bard's class fantasy? Dungeons and Dragons has a bard. 1D&D just released a new bard, and there's lots of cool things that the new bard can do, but they've taken it also in a direction that I'm kind of confused at, and now it forced healing spells into a bard. So now a bard has to be a healer. Strange move. So I feel like I see the class fantasy of a bard. I see the cool parts from D&D and 1D&D, and I'm going to take the parts that I like, put it together, run with it in a new direction that I hope you like, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I do have a video where I talk about all this stuff about bards in a bigger length as far as the original bard and the new 1D&D bard and my thoughts on that. I'll put that down in the description if you want a longer form video on that, but I will do a very quick overview before we dive into the new bard. And if you like the class design that you see here, then there's more where this came from. I actually reworked this bard before all the OGL stuff, and I was planning on doing this with every single class in Dungeons and Dragons. But things have changed because I'm now releasing my own tabletop roleplay game called DC20 RPG, and it's going to have all these classes and all these principles and these cool new directions are going to be in that game. Because the DC20 RPG Bard is super cool. Same thing with a Barbarian and Fighter and Rogue and all these different classes that I can now truly take and try and hit that class fantasy as best we can. And while creating new classes like the Warlord, which is basically a Fighter and a Bard combined together. Warlord issuing people commands on the battlefield. Super cool. But if you're interested in DC20 RPG, link will be down in the description of a Patreon, and that's where all of the early access to the rules, alpha, beta, live streams, all that kind of stuff. Here we go. The quick flyby of the original Bard is they get spellcasting, bardic inspiration, okay? But that's it. I personally believe that all classes should get 3 things at first level, which is 2 cool things that, just like this, that's fine. And then 1 small little flavor thing to make the kind of class feel just a little bit of flavor outside of combat stuff. You know what I mean? So the second level, you get Jack of all trades and Song of Rest. So outside of combat, cool thing for skills. And then something also outside of combat with resting. So sad that they don't get anything for combat. But anyway, they also get their subclass and then expertise, which also feels weird to get something else along with your subclass. I feel like when you get your subclass, that's all you get. Moving, because that's a lot of stuff you get there. Then 4th level is normal. You get more bardic inspiration and font of inspiration, counter charm, which a lot of people don't like. Then you get your other subclass feature. This is sad. Nothing at 7th level. Then an ability score improvement followed by a larger Song of Rest, which is something you already got from up here at 2nd level that you just get the more dice of. So essentially that's nothing. You up your bardic inspiration, and then you get more expertise, which is also something before, and then magical secrets now. Magical secrets is actually one of the big pieces that I took for the new bard and stuff, so stay tuned for that. And then again, nothing at 11th level. Ability score improvement, another Song of Rest, which is essentially nothing. More magical secrets, which is an expansion of what this is. And then, okay, class feature. Then your inspiration die increases, but that's really not much. That's okay. Ability score increase, your Song of Rest dice increases again. Another magical secret from something that increases again. Ability score, so this is a big window here of not a lot of something here. And then you get the superior inspiration capstone, which is also underwhelming. So then now, okay, upgrade. Here's the 1D&D bard. Okay, so we got the bardic inspiration, so that's the same. They added expertise a little earlier. Okay, Songs of Restoration now. This was kind of weird. Songs of Restoration. They just, 2nd level feature, you get expertise, so some skill points out, for outside of combat stuff, maybe in combat, but just skill points. Higher skill checks, whatever. And then 2nd level, Songs of Rest, you now get prepared spells forced to be these. Like now all bards now just know healing word. Why are we forcing healing and into bards? I don't think that all bards should necessarily have healing magic. Why are we forcing that onto them? That's not part of the class fantasy. I see maybe forcing cleric healing, but even then I probably wouldn't want to force that. And you know what a great example of giving bards healing without it forcing it down their throats is, oh my gosh, the new bardic inspiration that they came out with. You can boost the D20 test like normal, which is what normal inspiration is for, and now you can heal with your bardic inspiration. That's really cool. Because it's a choice that you had to either heal or do what you normally would do. So if you don't see your bard healing or whatever, then don't use that. Cool. And then focus on this. Then you get your subclass only feat. Jack of all trades now is bumped down to 5th level, which is now really late into the games for the bard to feel like a Jack of all trades. I think this should be earlier, and I've moved it to earlier. Font of bardic inspiration, which gives you your inspiration dice back quicker. Then you have your feat, expertise expansion, subclass, magical secrets come in even later now. So all these bard things, you're getting them even later. No counter charm, that's been removed. You have a feat, another blank spot. More magical secrets from before, feat, another blank spot. There's the superior bardic inspiration, now 18th level. I do like that adjustment, and then an epic boon. So it almost feels in some ways that you get less stuff with this bard, and it happens later. But they did get upgraded inspiration. And now for the new bard. This is the the new bard. This is a D&D 5th edition bard. This is not the DC-20 bard. That's a separate type of video. But now, here's what you get. And you know what? Time out. Thank you for sticking around this long in the video. I know we're probably in the middle of the video or so right now, but you even just made it to this point. I appreciate that. I am giving this PDF out for free. There you go. There'll be a link down in the description. It is to my Patreon, but it is a free download available to everybody that you can just download this PDF. A lot of work went into this bard to get it to the spot where it's at, and I'm giving it to y'all completely for free. And I just want to see kind of what y'all's thoughts are on that. It's kind of crazy to put time, money, and resources into a product like this and then just shoot it out there for free, but I want to see what you guys think. If you appreciate this, think it's really cool, and want to see this happen more often, and you want to support what I do over on Patreon, that is how I'm able to do any of these type of things, because some people out there can't afford different types of stuff, and I do want to try and release stuff like this to give it to you guys. But then I also got to keep the lights on here and of my other team members and stuff too. So it's an interesting spot. So I wanted to shoot this out there, see what y'all think. So I would say check out the link down in the description, download this thing, play this video alongside as you're kind of scrolling through it, and you can scroll through yourself as I'm talking to you guys. So let's go. So now the overview of the big picture of the class before we get into each little part here is now you get Bardic Inspiration. Again, I thought you should get 3 things at first level, 2 cool things and 1 little flavor thing that's outside of combat. You get Bardic Inspiration, which is the class core designing feature. Spellcasting, you can cast spells and stuff, and you get your expertise at first level. Yes, that's fine, and also not broken because it's your skills thing. You're a bard. You got 2 skills you got expertise in. Cool. Then at second level, you still get Jack of all trades because you're feeling, and I almost swapped the expertise and Jack of all trades situation, but I really think the Jack of all trades fits good at second level. It feels great. You're going to be able to be versatile in all the different ways, and you get magical secrets. We'll talk about what magical secrets are because that's my favorite thing of this new bard. Then you get your bard subclass and bard subclass only. Feat, of course, because I'm trying to stay true to 5th edition whenever I do these reworks. Whenever I do DC-20 RPG stuff, I can go outside the box and I have a whole different class design, and all the classes have a similar class design. It flows a little bit better, but in these 5th edition reworks, I wanted to stay true to 5th edition and keep it nice and straight. So you still get your subclass 3rd level, feat 4th level. 5th level, you get your font of Bardic Inspiration. This gives you your Bardic Inspiration back a little quicker. And then another magical secret. Ooh, magical secrets. What are they? Shh, it's a secret. I'll tell you in a second. Subclass feature, Inspiring Rest. That's a new thing. And it's similar, well, I'll show you what it is, but it's similar to the Song of Rest, but we're not forcing that on them early and all that kind of stuff, right? Then you get your feat, Counter Charm, which is a reworked Counter Charm, and another magical secret. So instead of the normal bards and the other bards that I showed you guys, sometimes you would just get an upgrade of a magical secret, and that's all you got that time. Feels a little bit bad, right? So you get Counter Charm and another little magical secret, right? And then as you level up, you don't want to keep getting all this crazy bloat happening because characters are getting very, very strong already. So then things kind of start to slow down after 10th level. You get your subclass feature, cool. Expertise, feat, magical secret, subclass feature. You're getting something every time here, right? There's no just blanks. And then you get your subclass feature, 14th level, cool. Consistent Bardic Inspiration. What is that? I'll show you here in a second. Feat, another magical secret. Superior Bardic Inspiration, their feat in the Epic Boon. Now let's get into it. So at first level, Bardic Inspiration. I added one little line here of where you can you have to see or hear you. Whenever for someone to gain Bardic Inspiration, they have to see or hear you and take damage as a reaction, which now means the heal. You can't heal somebody that just went unconscious and then you pop them back up, right? If they get knocked out, you're not going to be able to just instantly Bardic Inspiration heal them back up and stuff. So I felt that was needed to be clarified there. But then Bardic Inspiration is super cool. And I think the 1D&D did a great job there. They get spell casting, of course. They get expertise, of course. We talked about all that. Now we're hitting on the class fantasy of a bard, magical secrets. I think it's really cool that bards can cast spells from other spell lists and all these different things. And then bards can have these signature spells. And I think it's a signature song, a signature poem, a signature lyric that they recite in this cool way. So for magical secrets, bards are incredibly flexible and adaptable casters, learning to follow in the footsteps of other casting classes. Each bard has a unique selection of magical secrets that diversify their magical prowess depending on how they choose, not forced into healing, depending on how they choose to tune their spell casting. See what I did there? Tune their spell, like tune it, get it? You learn 2 magical secrets, 1 of first level and 1 cantrip. These can be from the arcane, divine, or primal spell list, and you always have these prepared and they don't count against the spell slots that you can prepare because bards can prepare a certain amount of spells. And I feel like it's a little bit restrictive and they don't have a lot of spells, but with magical secrets, they get 1 signature spell and 1 signature cantrip if you want to call it that, and they just know these. And they're not limited to healing. They can be whatever they want because it's already restrictive, and I do like the restriction of Bard's schools of magic being restricted down. They can't just pick any spell on the list. They are only within these certain schools, but this lets them go outside of that box and lets them pick up a evocation shatter spell, because the ways in which they want to express their Bard can be expressed in different schools. Maybe if they want to go to the divine spell and pick a healing spell, sure, go for it. It's your choice. You will get another one of these spells at 5th, 9th, 13th, 17th level, like I just showed you guys, and you can replace one magical secret for another when you get to that point, just for, customizable options. And you also get Jack of all trades, so you have something in combat, and just in general, you get access to a little mini list of customized spells that you have for your magical secrets, and you get Jack of all trades. Feels great. Level 3, you get your Bard subclass. Level 4, Feat, like we said. Level 5 is Font of Bardic Inspiration. You now regain Bardic Inspiration on a short rest instead of a long rest. Level 5 is a quality of life increase. Marshals get extra attacks. That feels great. I want bards to be able to get a quality of life improvement, so they get their Bardic Inspiration dice much faster. And not just that, they also get another magical secret. 6th level, they get a subclass feature, and so far, every level's exciting. Every level so far, you're like, ooh, yeah, ooh, 2nd level, ooh, I got another, oh yeah, 3rd level, I get my subclass. 4th level, I get a custom feat I can do whatever I want with. Oh my god, 5th level, oh wow. 6th level subclass feature. 7th level inspiring rest. So whenever you take a long rest, you can use your bardic magic to soothe and inspire allies, strengthen their resolve, and prepare them for the hardships ahead. At the end of a long rest, you can roll a bardic inspiration die without expending it. Each creature of your choice that hears or sees your performance gains temporary HP equal to result. Keyword is performance. It's not a song, right? It's not a song of rest, because not all bards sing. They might be lyricists, they might be dancers, they might be poets, they might be inspirationalists, right? It's an inspiring rest. Bardic Inspiration, inspiring rest. And it ties in with their Bardic Inspiration dice, which also scales and grows with them over time, like Bardic Inspiration dice do. And you play the performance for your party, and there you go. Now, I will say the DC tip that was just added in right here is maybe you want to put a limit of 5 right this, or I would say the limit should be the amount of party members you have. So if you have 5 party members, that number's 5. Moving on, 8th level, you get a feat. 9th level is Counter Charm, but it's a new Counter Charm. When a creature you can see fails to save against being charmed or frightened, you can use your reaction to counter the effect. You make a spellcasting ability check, which is just your spellcasting modifier plus your proficiency bonus, against the spell save's DC, and if you succeed, you prevent the creature from being charmed or frightened. And just in case you didn't like Counter Charm, you also get a magical secret, so don't worry. 10th level subclass feature. 11th level, you get your expertise bonus, cool. 12th is feat. 13th is another magical secret, great. 14th level subclass feature. 15th level consistent inspiration. If a creature rolls a 1 or a 2 on your Bardic Inspiration dice, you regain 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration. How cool is that? So there can never be a bad at the table, because if they do roll that Bardic Inspiration and get a 1 or a 2, that is kind of a but it's kind of a cool, because you also get the Bardic Inspiration back. So that's overall really good for your party. You just got 3 plus 2 or 1 out of nowhere. 16th level feat, 17th level another magical secret, and now 18th level superior Bardic Inspiration. When you grant a creature a Bardic Inspiration dice, you can expend an additional use of Bardic Inspiration die to a second creature at the same action. This is a capstone. This is what bards should be excited to be 18th level and get their Bardic capstone and feel like a true bard. So you can now issue out Bardic Inspiration twice as fast, because you're a daggum 18th level bard. And you regain 2 uses of your Bardic Inspiration when you roll for initiative, because that's a little thing into the big picture. And now that big package deal, that is the 18th level class feature. 19th feat, 20th level boon. Boom, you're done. Wow. I hope you see the vision that I have for the Bard. I hope you like the upgrades and additions that I've done with it. I hope you share right now in my current campaign that I'm running, Curse of Strahd. I have a Curse of Strahd campaign. It's also available to my patrons. I got a lot of stuff going over there on Patreon. Every single month I have live plays of my patron games and all that other kind of stuff, and the DC 20 RPG stuff. But with that, I am actively using this Bard in my campaign right now, and it feels great. So I hope this is a cool little resource that's, again, down in the description for you to grab, take, use to your group, use as yourself as a bard, show this to your dungeon master, show this video to your dungeon master, so we can kind of be on the same page of why these changes are here. Or dungeon master, share it with your players and see if they like it, because it's going to be an overall upgrade, and I think everybody's going to love it. I hope you do. That's why I do these things here. And if you like it, check all the stuff out down below. Stay creative. Think outside the box. Peace.